Hi there, Maggie here again with the latest in the series of Thoughts from a Changing Mind. I hope you're all well and you've had a good time since I last spoke to you. I'm now talking to you having just returned from Arizona, having a few weeks down there. I'm back in Illinois. This will be the final sprint now for a few months before I'm hopefully going down to Arizona for good, which will be exciting. Just some things to get done here first. Another thing that happened was I've now had that official old birthday. I've turned 65, so I'm officially a pensioner. And there's so many things that come with that, such as all the details about Medicare and coverage and the unexpected costs of that and how many hoops you've got to jump through to try and get help with certain things. And it's all a bit of a nightmare, but you just got to take it in your stride. But what it's really illustrated to me is that I'm, getting to that age, and I've started this process older than some, not the oldest by any means. I started when I was 62. I know some people who are well into their 70s and even 80s before they discover their true self. But I've also been talking to a lot of people lately who have started this whole process at varying ages. And what's interesting is although the worries and the concerns and the details of the personal circumstances may vary greatly, there is no set of circumstances, there's no set procedure. We're not fitting into some convenient cookie cutter place where we can give one set of instructions for everybody. We're all individual. But what's interesting is that we all have similar worries. We all have similar times where we think that things are going to be difficult, or we're worried about how easy they're going to be. But also, we're all filled with that certainty of who we want to be, and also that sheer joy that we experience having finally set ourselves free. It may start a whole set of circumstances that are really difficult to deal with, but behind it all is that sheer, as I say, joy, elation of finally making your life making sense. And just to illustrate that, I mean, for me, when I got finding out about this so late, there was this thing about, well, look at all this time that I've lost not being myself, and how much time is left for me to really enjoy myself now. Also, with time potentially being short, is how easy is it going to be to deal with changes in circumstances or environments, and how easily is it going to be to find love or companionship at such an advanced age. Now, I've been extremely lucky, very blessed, and things have gone well, and things are looking great for the future. And we've talked about this in previous videos about the concerns of various times, about how these things go through your mind and you worry about them. But the main thing is just keep at it, keep the joy, as we talked about in the last video, and things get better, things progress, and when you look back again, as we discussed in the last video, you'll see the progress you've made. Younger people I've been talking to, some people in their mid-30s or 40s, again, they're at a different stage in their life, so then they've got to embrace things such as how you deal with family life, such as children or spouses, jobs, and how that all comes about. So there's those kind of concerns about, do you maintain those relationships? Do they no longer make sense? Are they not possible? all the emotional, angst that goes with potential breakups, or, some people lose everything and have to start again from scratch. And that's where it's so important to have people that you can rely on, a support network. And we'll come back to that in just a little. But again, there's that balancing between, the life that you could have had if you found it out sooner, how much time you have left, what are you going to do with your life now. And although you have maybe more time to set yourself and enjoy it, then there's all these other things that you've got to consider. And then, of course, there's the other end of the spectrum again, where, if some people are coming to this very young, and then you're battling the whole thing of just, learning about life in general. And on top of that, you're then starting to learn about a whole new identity. Some people have felt that identity from the word go, but they've just not been able to make sense of it until they get older, or they've just not been allowed to see themselves as that person. But there's so many other things that bombard you at that age that you've got to find out about and learn about, and having a change of identity on top of it must be overwhelming. But then again, if you get it all sorted out, you've got your whole life ahead of you where you can enjoy being who you are. And then sort of relationships and jobs and everything else can be almost the same kind of voyage of discovery that anyone else has at that age. So in some respects, you could argue that it's easier, but in other respects, I fully understand that it's a lot harder, because you've got so much else to try and make sense of, and you haven't got that experience to fall back on of how to deal with yourself and your emotions. So it doesn't matter what age you come to this, it's going to have its own set of worries and problems, and also joys and expectations. There is, as I said, no set time, and there is certainly no good or bad time to deal with this. There's no wrong time. It doesn't matter how young or how old you are. If you feel this in your soul and you know that's where your happiness is, then you have to follow it. You've got to go where your heart is, because if you don't, it's not only being disingenuous and unfair to yourself, but to anyone else that's around you. If you're not being yourself, you're not being honest with other people. And even if you try hard and you do your best, there's always something missing, and you have to follow your heart. And you've got to celebrate your inner beauty, whatever that may be for you. One word of caution I would say, though, is that for anyone who's very young, in other words, not an adult when they come across this, whilst I would, respect your feelings and your opinions and see you, and would encourage you to certainly be who you are, you have to try and involve your parents if you can. If that's not possible, your family if that's not possible, teachers at school, someone who can help you through it all, because there are so many changes going on in your life at that time that you have to be sure that what you're feeling is what is true. And like I said, I'm not trying to discourage you or to say that it's not real, but at the same time, it's a serious thing and you have to be sure. So please get advice, please get support. The support is out there if you look for it. And if you are certain, then let those people guide you and advise you through the whole process. But don't be in a rush, okay? I know that not being who you want to be is hard and upsetting, but just have confidence that you'll get where you want to get, okay? Anyway, I'll leave it there for now, but I hope you all stay well, stay happy. Don't be afraid to leave comments, give thumbs up, subscribe if you like, follow. I love talking to you all, and hopefully we can do this again very soon. Okay, bye for now, Hans. Bye.